Mike, are you? Oh, just Mike, are you going to be watching the next 2 hours? Yeah, I'm streaming now. If anyone wants to join, I'm going to try and count down and do some miscellaneous work. But y'all are invited. I'll post it on my Twitter. GM, GM viewers, we are watching the last 75 minutes of the Nouns Prop House Open Round number 14, which we are counting down the minutes to. This is a round for just half an ETH times 5 winners. We had 40 proposals. Votes are trickling in. Right now, Edgy Nouns with Card Game for Children, Nounish Old Maid is in first place, followed by My Prop, Keep Nouns Weird, 5 episodes of the Keep Nouns Weird live stream, 81 votes. We got Book Dow from Nouns Africa. We got the Let's Go Bangkok Toy Show with 42 votes. And rounding out with 5th place, we have Nouns Water Polo Caps with 35 votes. Again, voting goes through 6 p.m. Eastern time. So we are counting down. We'll see as the votes come in. We've got, what do we have here? We've got voters.wtf. Absolutely love this site. We see that 28 minutes ago, Lil Nouns voted their 160 votes. And we will be watching as the votes come in. Hey, welcome. Got a couple viewers on Twitch. GM. Got about 80 minutes left until the Nouns DAO Prop House Open Round 14 ends. I'll share that right now. See if we have any new voters. No new voters. But we still have the Nounders, 460 outstanding. Noun 12, Noun 22 with massive blocks. 4156. Doesn't look like he votes that often in Prop House. Nouncil's voted. Joshua Fisher's voted. Beautiful NFTs, I believe, is voted. Yeah, still a lot of voters out there. It'll be fun to see how this one turns out. I'll show the results now. I've got my prop here is Keep Nouns Weird live stream. Right now we're in second place. We got Edgy Nouns on top with Nounish Old Maid. We got Nouns Africa Book DAO. We got the Let's Go Bangkok Toy Show. And Nouns Water Polo Caps. Fifth place here with 35 votes. Ooh, tied with the skate park in Mexico. Edited. Didn't know these props could be edited. Wow. Did not know you could edit these props. Edited an hour ago. That's not true. Anyway. A couple viewers on TikTok. Hit me up if you have any questions. If you want to hop on stage. There's a join link there. We hope we can stay top 5 here for Keep Nouns Weird. Outside of that, I'm doing some Figma, a little bit of design work. I am a Nouns DAO creator. Play in Prop House. I play on chain. Little Panda WTF. Putting together an interview for Little Skirt. Trying to figure out how to block it. saw that there's a crypto channel for Twitch, but I don't know how to get listed there. Anyone knows anything about Twitch? I'm pretty new. All right, I think we're listed as a crypto channel now. Got a new vote from Wiz. What a voter. Wiz goes for Noggles as the center of community. 5 votes. This is a skateboarding rail in Mexico. Yeah, I like this one. That's cool. Looks like there's a builder box space. Let's hop in here. Let's see what's going on.
Definitely. But two or three would wouldn't show up for half of the options kind of thing, and it would end up being mandatory. And so if you could snipe one without anyone looking for minimum bid, it was kind of a blessing. And we just had this level of FOMO. Like there's going to be so many people trying to get these tokens eventually. We need to stack them while no one's looking. Like just don't tell anyone about this NAS thing for a minute. It's so funny.
That's so funny. I was just saying to in Builder, we were talking about one of the DAOs. Headline. I was talking about Headline. I was like, yeah, I bid on something. And then you sniped me at the last minute or something like that. And then I put a note on there like, this is a nounish problem, right? We all go and like bid on something, set a timer. Timer goes off. Oh yeah, I have to go do that. Let me do this one other thing. Go back in, forget. Thing is over.
It's one of your friends too.
And it's something you know.
You could have left it. No.
Yeah. Like, why do you do that to me? I just had that conversation with Pixel was trying to bid on something, and Sasquatch kept bidding her. I sent him a message like, can you just let her, please? Like just this one. It's really funny. Hey Josh, I don't know if you have anything. We just kind of wrapping up. We were talking about vetoes. We've been talking about ways of settling auctions that are hanging there. Don't know if you want to add anything or share anything in regards to that.
I had an idea I've been thinking about. I figured maybe this is a good space to throw it out. I've been thinking a lot about seeding of DAOs and what are the most interesting things to seed DAOs with. Obviously, 1,000 ETH was pretty cool for Builder DAO, but it didn't actually in some ways have maybe the intended effect on the token price. Right? Like maybe there was an expectation that the token price would be somewhat similar, but maybe because there was an understanding that ETH was to be distributed, everyone knew that it wasn't going to be like, the choice wasn't going to be like, let's just throw it on Lido or something. Like that affected token price. But when you think about seeding a DAO, it can be seeded with all sorts of stuff, right? Like little toads could have theoretically started with 10 toads in the treasury. And like
that's a good point.
What does that mean to the DAO? Like if you're like, oh, here's these 10 assets, and now everyone gets to control it. You know, like I'm seeding it, or like specifically I'm thinking about it with like character IP and like starting DAOs around characters.
Interesting, because it's a super similar model to what I thought Little Mounds was really built quite well for, and that's the just the governance fractionalization. Because people can't necessarily afford nouns, so they use a sub-DAO to fractionalize the nouns, and then it's like a next layer of voting to aggregate the votes with the whole community. But with the IP aspect is interesting too.
That actually is a more important point there. What I mean by that, I think now with this new upgrade for Builder, you so easily launch an NFT collection or an edition from your DAO. And what I mean by that is because you can, like you could have, do so easily launch an NFT collection or an edition from your DAO that could the new upgrade. Like you could have character IP or whatever that you're going to release through that in that way. That could drive value back to
that's interesting. So you're saying like
a split, et cetera.
The DAO owns Mario, that's a great point. Mario really art, they can deploy it. That's interesting. DAO, so you're saying like from the Mario DAO art owns Mario and makes Mario art, they can deploy it through the DAO. So that's like what Art House can be doing. The Mario art goes back to the DAO.
Exactly what Art House will be doing. Exactly.
So that's like what Art House can be doing.
But in your case, it could be that. Exactly. That's exactly what Art House will be doing. Exactly.
And I think it's.
But in your case, it could be that character. So like, I'm just looking at Illustrador down there. And then she created her character. And created some IP around it, books, for that brand, etc. And then launched a DAO that was specifically built to sort of exploit that IP for that brand. Yeah, you could seed the DAO with sort of that early IP and have that be what's driving the value for sure. And actually, I think I just came up with a really good idea.
I think this is.
My idea or a different idea?
I'm working on some of my
Yeah.
own. But
Like, I think I
No,
came up
different
with a
idea.
good
I'm just kidding,
idea.
John.
I want to.
Gary Gensler is gonna come for all of it.
I'm working on some on my own, but
We're
I'm
gonna
happy
make
to let
We gotta make Gensler down.
But I would love
Gary Gensler is going to come for all of us, man. You gotta stop talking about it.
We're gonna make
It doesn't matter.
We gotta make Gensler down. Use him. Use his little head as the traits.
Bro,
Build
yeah.
IP
AKA
on it.
Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
Mr. Burns.
Oh my
Gary.
God, that's
And
such a good
just
idea.
Gary.
It's really, oh my God, such a bad.
Yeah.
idea.
But it should just be called.
You
It
can
should just
do
call
all
it Gary
the money goes
Gary.
to like some
and
sort of
have
Just
it
Gary.
pixelated
Just make
Gensler
insane
Gensler art,
SEC means all the time.
and then
I mean, I
you
feel like
can
it kind
do
of,
all
kind of attracting the
money
wrong
goes to, like,
attention.
some sort
We
of
don't want to get their attention. And just make
insane
insane SEC memes all the
this is,
time.
this
I mean, I feel like it kind of attracting the wrong
The-
attention. We don't want to get their attention. We don't have to.
Yeah, this is a
great
bad
idea.
idea.
Yeah, I think it's a really good.
It's like let's go tag the front of their offices.
This is a great idea for Stupid Buddy to make like a satire about.
Yeah.
Today,
100%.
the SEC opened up an
That's huge,
investigation
actually.
on Will
I think that's a good
Coates.
proliferation model.
What's the meme value of it?
That's huge, actually. I think that's a good
Yeah.
proliferation model.
That would be so huge.
Little Toad stuck in the
Little
mud.
nouns, accumulated nouns, little toads, accumulating toads.
Just for the legal
X
fund,
nouns
what the
is
hell?
accumulating. But yeah, this aspect is super interesting, actually, because quite a few DAOs have gone this way. Little nouns, accumulated nouns, little toads, accumulating toads. The X nouns is accumulating X copy artwork. So I think there's a few aspects there, and the X copy one's interesting because that is purely just artwork. That's not being government spoken. It's actually giving a job to the community as well. It's just the artwork, and whether that's just a pure fractionalized collection standpoint or actually to be able to use that IP as well. But yeah, being able to deploy new pieces using the IP of what the Treasury owns, I think that's genius.
Yeah, a little
Well,
bit
is
of
this kind of
trademark
like
problem.
similar to
though. We
like
have less of a problem with Gary
Blockbuster
DAO.
DAO, right? Like
Than
if
with
DirecTV, like
Yeah, trademark
Yeah,
problem.
Blockbuster DAO had to
ultimately
change
how
their
to
name.
use his name.
You know, they had to
forward,
because it was funny. What's
Yeah,
funny
same
about
kind of
Blockbuster
idea,
DAO
right?
Yeah, a little bit of a trademark problem though. We have less of a
Meant
problem
to
with
be,
Gary DAO.
like,
Because you
Yeah,
don't have a
Blockbuster.
trademark
Well,
system,
Blockbuster
you don't
now
have a
had
problem.
and it was like
change their name.
created by people
You know,
who
they had
assumed
to-
like the Blockbuster
Because
name
it was
was
funny.
dying, but, like,
What's funny
meanwhile,
about
there's like a
Blockbuster DAO
Blockbuster TV show in the works and like all this other stuff. So realistically, like Blockbuster DAO never had a chance.
like a new thing, and,
Yeah,
and it was like
trademarks always get in the way.
created by people
Trademarks
who
another
assumed like the
control.
Blockbuster was
But, you know, and then Gary DAO.
Meanwhile, there's like a Blockbuster TV show in the works and like all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So realistically,
We
like
would just
Blockbuster
do like
DAO
all sorts of different scary faces.
Yeah, trademarks always get in the way. Trademarks and other IP control. But, you know, and then Gary DAO, I have a problem with Gary D. But, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
GMGM just
We should probably, like,
wanted to
all-
say that
all
the Nouniverse
Gary
does not
faces.
struggle with any of those trademark copyright
Ah,
issues.
funny.
That's why we're all here. GM everyone.
So funny. Hey, little panda, do you want to add to the conversation?
GMGM just wanted to say that the Nouniverse does not struggle with any of those trademark copyright issues. That's why we're all here. GM everyone.
You get trademark rights through use in commerce.
GM. Well, not yet.
It's interesting
So
because I've had
copyright
this
definitely
conversation.
not.
This is a whole
Great.
conversation for
But
another time.
we
But I
haven't
had this
really
conversation
settled
with
the trademark
an
issue
IT
yet.
lawyer a couple times about
Technically,
could Florida file for trademark.
you get trademark rights for use
And we
in
went back and
commerce.
forth on it.
So
This is more from a
it's interesting because I've had this conversation. This is a whole conversation for another time. But I had this conversation with an IP lawyer a couple times about
so there's some
could
interesting
floor
thoughts on
nouns
that.
file
But
the
we are
trademark,
working in regards
even
to
though
copyright.
it's using nouns, and we went back and forth on it, just more from
And
a
that's why I like
intellectual discussion, not from a I'm really going to do it.
Yeah, and I agree.
We
There
talked
are
about it just
there
from
are
a-
interesting
that
little legal
perspective.
rabbit holes you can
So
go
there's some
down. It's
interesting
really
thoughts on
interesting
that as well,
detours, but
but we are
I am quite
learning
confident that
copyright.
my use of Little Panda will
which is
not
awesome.
ever be
And that's
sued
why I
for a
let it
trademark violation. And I'm
Yeah,
happy
and
about
I
that.
agree
But
there are-
yeah, I actually wanted to chime in a little bit on
legal
rabbit holes you can
the
go
topic
down
of
and
seeding
some really
DAOs.
interesting
If I could
detours,
just
but
jam, just something
I am
thought
quite
about
confident
is
that
what I think would be
Little
cool would
Panda will
be
not not ever be
for
sued
some
for a
entity.
trademark
Maybe it's
violation.
BuilderDAO, maybe it's something
And
else.
I'm happy about
To
that.
sort of
But hey, I
set
actually
up
wanted to
bounties
chime in a
for
little bit on
DAOs where funds
the
could be
topic of
matched
seeding DAOs.
instead
If I
of
could just
seeding like
jam,
an
just something I
open-ended
thought
DAO,
about
giving a
is
bunch of money to a
Absolutely.
DAO
what I think
before
would be
it's
cool would
developed a
be
culture,
for some
a
entity, maybe
record,
it's
you
Builder
know,
DAO, maybe it's something
a record
else,
of
to
decentralized
sort of
governance.
set up
I was thinking
bounties for
something like,
DAOs where
if a
funds could
DAO,
be
once a DAO
matched
successfully
instead of
deploys, you
seeding
know,
like
X
an
amount of ETH in a
open-ended
prop
DAO,
house
giving a bunch
round,
of money to a DAO
you know,
before
it's
it's
successful by
developed
some metric,
culture,
then, you know,
a
something could come
record,
and
you
match
know,
that, or
a record of
kind
decentralized
of
governance.
bountyize,
I was thinking something
incentivize,
like,
that sort of thing.
if a
But, I don't know,
DAO, once a
wondering if
DAO
anyone has any
successfully
thoughts.
deploys, you know, X amount of ETH in a prop house
Yeah, that's really
round,
interesting. So
you know, it's
it's
successful by
interesting
some
around,
metric,
well,
then, you know,
a couple
something could
thoughts. I
come and
mentioned this at
match
the very
that,
beginning,
or
but there were like three of us here.
kind of bountyize, incentivize, that sort of thing. But I don't know, I'm wondering if anyone has any thoughts.
Is some outside grants.
Yeah, that's really
beyond,
interesting.
like,
So
the noun and verse,
it's interesting
but
around
to fund
a couple thoughts, and I mentioned this at the
DAOs
very beginning,
to
but
incubate
there was like three of us
specifically.
here.
So not just throw some funds at them, but to actually work
One
through
of
the
things I've
process
been
of setting
looking
up,
at
make sure they're
is
structured
outside
right,
grants
and that
beyond,
they're,
like,
you know, kind
the
of
noun and
work
verse,
through all those kind of
but
kinks
to
set up,
fund
and then to get some
DAOs,
funding
to incubate DAOs specifically.
to
So
do that.
not
And I
just
was thinking
throw
in
some funds
terms
at
of
them, but to
matching
actually work
grants.
through the
So that
process
was
of setting up,
interesting that
make
you
sure
said
they're
that, and you know, I may
structured
circle back
right,
to you
and that
down the road.
they're,
You're
kind of
interested in,
work through all those kind of
you know,
kinks of
tackling that
setup,
a little bit more.
and then
Any
to
thoughts
get
on
some
that?
funding
Everybody else, like in terms of
to do that.
DAOs
And
and what's
in
the
terms
sort
of
of best
matching
approach?
grants.
And
So
thoughts on that?
that's interesting that you said that. And
Yeah, I think there's
and then
definitely
circle
a
back
risk
to you down
there
the road
in
if you're
terms of
interested in,
just seeding
you know,
a
tackling that a
DAO
little
that's
bit more.
pre-launch
Any
for the
thoughts
same
on that?
reasons Lil
Everybody
Panda
else,
mentioned.
in
Like
terms of
there's
seeding
the
DAOs, and
ability
what's the sort of
to
best
have
approach?
funded something
Any
with
thoughts
no
on that?
culture. And yeah, I think there's definitely a risk there in terms of
then, you know,
just
there's
seeding
treasury there.
a DAO
There's
that's
suddenly
pre-launch
there's
for the same
buy-in
reasons
for
Lil
the
Panda
potential to loot the treasury. You know, I think, and that could harm the initial.
Well, you have
intention.
you have to set the rules. Like maybe there's like I was thinking like you can't do any changes to the license until there's 100 tokens or that, you know, some number, or you can't certain things like that. Maybe you can put in place as like you can write them into the contract or something.
Yeah, you could absolutely, and I think that's the kind of things where the matching and setting some boundaries like that probably makes a lot of sense, because then there's some direction and there's incentive to grow the DAO and the culture and the people there to get access to the rights to do more with the work, or to get access to the matched funding or something like that.
With Builder,
Yeah,
there's
definitely
also the
something to
optics of those zero ETH tokens. You know, you get a block of tokens at the beginning that seem like no one's paid for, that have gone to wallets. And it's just the optics, really. It's just something you need to explain. But there is that, you know, for people first coming to it and trying to buy those first tokens, wondering why the hell there's 10 that went for zero.
Right. You meaning the founder allocations? Yeah, that go out first when a DAO sets up. Absolutely. And it's also making sure that things are that we're seeding the DAOs that we think are going to be most successful. And around that, so to me, like there's good and bad around all of that, because we can learn a lot from the DAOs that don't succeed as well. We learn what not to do. We figure out what does work and what doesn't. So there is at least some value to that, but also we don't want to throw ETH at just anything that walks in the door. So I definitely agree with all of that for sure. And that was a discussion that we were having actually earlier in the town hall in BuilderDAO about trying to sort of adjust the culture, shift the culture to that thinking along the lines of making sure that the DAOs that are being seeded are up and running and have a clear mission and seem like they're going to be successful. So we're not just sort of throwing ETH into the wind, if you will, for sure. So great discussion. Any other thoughts on that? We were kind of we're a little bit over the hour, but this is a great discussion, so I don't want to cut it off. I don't think there's anything else coming up, correct? Woody or Josh, or Ben? I think are we the last soapbox? That's gnarly.
We have Jesse Morningstar at 8:00 with food nouns, and then that's gnarly at 9:30.
I think we actually have the storyverse pull up with Lil Nas in an hour.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you for giving that rundown. I didn't know that one. Oh, great. That's great. So say what that is again.
The Little Noun Show it missed having Storyverse on Monday, so they've done a pop-up today to have a discussion around that.
Great. Okay, so that's coming up in about an hour. Fabulous. And anything else and then tomorrow we have just our 9 o'clock light on Saturday and Sunday. And is that gnarly going through the weekend?
Yes, it is.
All right. Still hanging in? Okay.
Yep.
All right, Davin. I do love that gnarly. I think that platform's amazing, and I love what's going on there. It's such a cool thing. If you haven't checked that out, you don't know what we're talking about. That gnarly is dropping every day. Creators get to post their tricks that they're doing in extreme sports, and you can mint those tricks, and that's pretty cool. So there's daily drops, but that's gnarly every day at 9:30 Eastern. Is that correct? Somebody I have that right?
Yeah. Cool. 30
All right.
Eastern.
Awesome. All right. Joshua Fisher, thank you for popping up and having that great idea. I appreciate you sharing that, and everybody who came on stage, Emery, Lil Panda, Ben, Cynthia Tech, and Lindsay, and Cody, who had to leave a little bit early. Thank you all for being here. And next Friday, Build Rocks, I'm looking for, if you have a new DAO that you created on Builder, or you know somebody who has, and they want to get featured, we'd love to feature them. And then we also, I believe we'll also have Zach from Zora on next week to kind of talk about what they're going to be doing moving forward with more community engagement and some other things that they have coming up. So that is next week. And thank you guys for being here. Have an awesome Friday. I am going to go play some poker and lose some money, likely, because I have not played poker in a couple weeks. So it's going to be bad. But I'll
maybe you get beginner's luck again. Does it reset?
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. I guess we'll find out, Ben. Yeah, so I'll see you all at 9 o'clock
Good luck.
tomorrow morning. Thanks,
See ya.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yo, little skirt, GM.
GM, Brannigan, how are you doing today? Still watching this this countdown, I see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, GM.
Solid. GM, I am I'm also watching the votes come in for the prop house round.
Yeah. How do you like to watch the votes? Do you know about voters.wtf?
Is that where you were watching it?
Yeah, it's an amazing site. Just shows the votes as they stream in.
Nice. Yeah, I've found that I think it's sometimes been a little out of date for me whenever I pull it up. So I just typically I don't watch it as live as maybe you watch it, but this is a pretty cool, if it's actually like updating, that'd be pretty cool to watch it here for sure. Is this where we found out I see it there. Okay. So that was 3 hours ago. That was when we had our meeting. So it did update right around the time that we had our meeting. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it updates more for nouns versus little nouns? Or do you think they're on the same like update? Like,
I think they're in the same API update. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because the round just closed yesterday, right? And on my feed, it's saying that Mike Good voted for 24 proposals 8 days ago.
Oh yeah, you know what? This is not up to date. You're right. They have been. I know the prop house team has been having trouble. Oh look here, now it's updated.
You just loaded a couple times. Did you connect your wallet? Oh, there we go. 19 hours ago. Okay.
Loaded it. Yeah.
There we go. Heck yeah. There we go. Nice. I have a business plan that's due later on today for this competition, so that's kind of what I'm working on in the background.
Nice. Which you passed an on-chain prop, right, with Lil Nouns?
I did. I sure did.
What number?
It was Prop 85.
Wow, big turnout.
Yeah, it was a big turnout. At the time, it had definitely hit some like seasonal highs for turnout for sure. And for being my first ever prop, not too bad seeing how many people voted. I mean, obviously some big voters voted, but still cool seeing how many wallets showed up. That was my takeaway.
Yeah, I'd love to when we get this thing scheduled. I'd really love to go through this process and kind of for you to share kind of the blow by blow, how it went down, how it felt. Man, getting an on-chain prop past 13, 14 ETH, that's still pretty significant. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, the situation with the business and what I'm actually asking the money for, right, was like I still have thousands of dollars that are sitting in a business bank account, basically paying for insurance and for operating the platform. And so, you know, it's not like I just rugged the project and I have a bunch of money. All that money is very much accounted for. So it's like I'm like scrambling to figure out. I might have to like start working on the weekends, picking up some shifts, trying to make sure I have enough money to pay the taxes on all of what's been going into my my bank account. But no, yeah, it was basically I just had to scramble and figure out how to play the game really quick because I'd been, you know, trying to launch this business for 8 months using a crowdfunding platform, and it just was not working. So when my buddy gave me the Lil Noun, it was like I just had to get to work real quick and figure it out. So it was crazy that it worked out, but it was also like definitely a testament to figuring out who are key players in the network and figuring out how to like find allies early. And yeah, I mean, super stoked about the story so far, but definitely down to tell that on stream for sure. It blew my mind at the time, and I mean, it still blows my mind every day. So
yeah. What else are you passionate about that you think we could explore on stream? I like to kind of think of three kind of things, kind of broad topics, and just a kind of free flow jam.
Yeah, no. So I think the other thing that, like, at least in this blockchain Web3 stuff that's really interesting that keeps surfacing is this, like, where the nonprofit stuff intersects with this ecosystem. I think that's fascinating to me. I'm involved with a bunch of nonprofits in real life, and so it's it's always fascinating to think of new funding mechanisms or instruments that reduce friction in the funding process. So like that's super interesting. I don't know if that would be something that you would want to talk about, but like I was talking about earlier, just this flow of how I've been learning about these new platforms like Endowment and Giveth and now Juicebox, and just I don't know, it's definitely spurring some thought in terms of like how to encourage smaller nonprofits who might be struggling to find funding to like start looking in places like this and start innovating in terms of their ask. Because to be honest, I think the barrier to entry here, you know, in terms of like participating via Prop House, you know, doing Endowment and Giveth and Juicebox, it's the same thing. It's really low barrier to entry. And if on the smaller scale, if nonprofits are struggling to access funding from the funding pool that they have, you know, there nearby, this Web3 stuff is fantastic in terms of at least distributing the funding. With Juicebox, that was kind of what I was asking about earlier. I definitely need to read more on that today. I have 4 hours left to turn in this business plan, but with Juicebox, I was asking about sort of that indirect question. So, you know, in the grant writing process, typically big organizations that write grants, they have that indirect fee. And it kind of felt like Juicebox is sort of just like a steward of funds, and then they distribute the funds via this tokenization stuff at sort of an indirect fee, right? Where they charge a fee for being the steward. But again, I don't know if that's something that you would want to talk about, is the sort of nonprofit and distributed finance, whatever, decentralized finance stuff. I think that's very interesting. Other than that, you know, I live in Alaska, so I could talk about the outdoors. I could talk about, let's see, I mean, amazing activities to do in Alaska. I could talk about some up and coming musicians who are from Alaska.
Let me ask you first, if you got to finish your business plan, you should go finish that.
I'm working on it right now. You're good.
But yeah, I could definitely talk about the outdoors. Have you done long trips? Like, have you done camping, backpacking stuff?
Not like super long trips. No, I've done like climbing trips where I've gone out for like maybe a day or two and stayed overnight and like climbed a little, but nothing recent in terms of like long outdoor camps. But no, I mean, I could talk about some beautiful places in Alaska, beautiful opportunities to come up and do amazing things. That's like an easy thing to talk about. If someone, I could talk about that for 20 minutes easy, you know, just like where to go.
What are you passionate about? Tell me what I want to find something that you can really jam about. I don't know if it's something you did as a kid, a video game, or a book.
I mean, I game. I'm definitely down to jam on gaming. I haven't been gaming as much recently just because of all of this business stuff. But yeah, I could jam on games. Let's see, when I was younger, I was a big student. I mean, I would love to go back to school. What else? What am I super passionate about?
Hold on, gaming. You got Prop 85 passed. That's an achievement unlocked game, man.
For sure. Yeah, no, I feel that's how very much how I feel too. I feel that like it's I feel like there is something there, Panda, where it's like this intersection of like gaming and game theory that like when I figured out how it worked to play this game, it was just a challenge. It was definitely a challenge that I was like, instead of it being a game that doesn't have quote unquote real world implications, it was a game where it was like, if I can make this work and pull it off, it has like fathomable, like that you can hold in your hand that have an impact, at least on me. And I'm hoping on other people as well. So it kind of transcended just like being a game, but it still did very much feel like a game in the process, which was like I said before, it's all still fascinating and still blowing my mind to this minute.
Which of these controllers do you most resonate with? What gaming platform did you grow up on?
I grew up on, I went from Sega Genesis to PS2 to Xbox 360 and then to PC.
What controller do you most identify with of those?
Hold on. Let's see. I mean, definitely the Xbox 360 style controller for sure. Yeah.
Which color do you like?
I mean, just the black, like not, yeah, that one's good.
Let me find a good one.
Sometimes Opera is a little wonky here.
We got a couple people on Twitch. GM, feel free to jump up on that link if you want to come up. We are streaming the last 40 minutes of the Nouns Prop House vote. Let's see if we've got any new returns. Last vote was Wiz 42 minutes ago. No new votes. So I wonder if we're going to see a flurry of new votes or if some of these big voters aren't going to vote. But we will find out in 40 minutes. Meantime, I'm jamming with Skirt. Well, Skirt.
What up? Yeah, awesome that you have people on Twitch. That's sweet. I was streaming on Twitch like a year ago, just messing around. I don't know. I think I got affiliated or got the Twitch. I got it, whatever that level is where I could start making money, and then I just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're thinking of maybe picking it back up.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. Like, to be honest, like this StreamYard setup that you have going here, if I'm going to be like working on stuff in front of my computer, which is, most of the work that I do for the business, it would make sense to maybe do it an hour a day so that it's like I'm accessible if people want to like come and see me and hang out and like ask questions about the business or about the journey or any of it. Like it would be best to be accessible in that way.
I agree in that there's almost no cost. It's free. I mean, it costs a little bit of time to set up, but once you're set up, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, and I already have like a mic and everything. I'm like, I'm like I said before, I'm a gamer, so I got what I need to stream. It's just more like setting that time aside and being consistent about it. Like that's I feel like the biggest thing for going down that path of like content creation is like if you start getting people who show up and then you're not consistent, it's just like a Debbie Downer for everybody. So I want to be intentional about doing it too. Because then if I'm consistent with it and it turns out that like people are showing up in Twitter spaces or showing up on Twitch, then it could really like, it could create a community around like supporting Get By and supporting the success of the business, right? And then it's more than just like talking about what I'm interested in and more of like potentially bringing in members of different communities and nonprofits and people with different interests that intersect at a place that like is, pro helping people and giving people second chances, which is, obviously what I'm doing, what I'm working on.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, though, Panda. I mean, other than where you're from, I recalled that you're a lawyer. It looks like you're good at graphic design and like Figma stuff too. So, like, tell me a little bit about how you develop those skills. That's sick.
Just from nouns.
Just like toying around and being in Discord. And did you find the Figma pack from onboarding.wtf or what?
I showed up to Lil Nouns to build Lil Block Party.
Okay.
And so that was kind of a quick intro, and then I don't know, it's like hard to find designers, and it just is kind of fun for me to toy around. So I just started toying around, and then I found that I really, really enjoyed it.
Nice.
But yeah, I fully believe that nouns is gaming, and I think eventually people are going to figure that out. But in the meantime, like I have no competition. Like as a Twitch streamer, no one else plays nouns. So I just kind of do my own normal thing, and it's kind of weird, and people don't really understand it. But if I can build an audience, I think, I think nouns is going to be massive, and so I think the downstream effects of like making it kind of big are going to be exponential. So I really believe in nouns, but also just kind of figuring shit out, and it's really fun. Like it's fun to make memes.
Yeah, I agree.
How should I deck out this nouns controller? What else do you think should be on it?
Let's see. You have Discord on it. You gotta put Twitter on it, of course, right?
Yeah.
Maybe pizza. I don't know. Discord, Twitter, do Twitch, Lil Nouns, or yeah. Well, Lil Nouns is going to be in the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like there should be a prop house button, no?
A pro pass button?
A prop house. Prop house.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Prop house would be a good one.
The other thing I was thinking, I don't know did you ever play like games that have a map, like an RPG where you got to like navigate a complicated map? Oh,
yes.
There you are.
Sorry about that. I just changed my device.
No problem. But yeah, what do you think
yes,
the map of the nouns game looks like? Like, it's got Lil Nouns, it's got NARS, it's got Prop House. Like, what all is on that, you think?
You said Discord, Prop House. I mean, like Prop Lot. What else? Tally. Honestly, I like Tally. Tally's cool. I used Tally a lot when I was following my prop before, right as it was going on chain and getting voted on. I was using Tally more than voters.wtf for sure. What else? Prop House, Lil Mounds, Tally, Prop Lot. I don't think I use too many more tools than that. Discord. I mean, Hack MD. I don't know if that really needs to go on there, but I did. I mean, shout out Discourse, right? Like that's kind of where I started.
What do you think a map of that Nouniverse would look like visually?
Like where things would be?
Like what style would it be? Would it be like Game of Thrones style? Would it be like I honestly think there's a lot of Game of Thrones in Nouns, like a lot.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I think it'd be great to see all of those tools scattered across like the Game of Thrones map.
Did you see my Super Mario 3 video?
No.
Oh, I gotta show you that.
Yeah, send it in Discord or show it.
Yeah, it's hard, dude. With a new Twitter account, it's your engagement gets so throttled. Let me find this for you. All right, take a look.
Copy that.
GM, we still got a couple viewers on Twitch. GM, we are counting down the Nouns DAO open round 14 Prop House. 28 minutes to go. This is really coming down to the wire. I wonder if there are a lot of voters sitting this out or if we're going to have a bunch of votes coming in. We still have quite a bit of votes outstanding, potentially. Let me show you what we got here. We got the Nounders haven't voted. Noun 12, Noun 22, 4156 hasn't voted. Low Nouns did cast all 160 of their votes. 100 of them went to the card game for kids, Nounish Homemade. 60 of them went to my prop, Keep Nouns Weird. We are now sitting in places number 1 and number 2. Let's see. Let's check. There we go. Number 1, card game. Number 2, Keep Nouns Weird. We got Nouns Africa. We got the Bangkok Toy Show. And we got Water Polo tied with Noggles at the center of community here with 35 votes each, in which case it'll go to the earliest prop submitted. But I bet you we'll see some more votes come in here at the last minute. A lot of love for pizza nouns and little nouns. Skirt, did you like any of these in particular?
Oh, you're saying the props that were in the bottom of the prop house round?
Yeah.
I will say, like I mentioned, the make water prop. I think the make water prop has potential. I know that the open round is going to be open again in the next couple days here, and I've worked with Trigedy, and I think Trigedy's great. I think I know that he has successfully gotten funding from Lil Nouns in the past, but there are definitely some opportunities to co-brand what he's working on and really distribute nounish materials in a way that I think is beneficial for children and beneficial for education. So I think that's a good one. I was really interested in, as I've brought up a couple times now, this Giveth platform. That's the first time I've seen it, and I know it's interesting to me to see that in our conversation as reps, we were kind of hesitant about charitable props. And I think, like you said previously, the DAOs change. It's not one set of values for forever. It's a different set of values for every block, and it can change so quickly. And so to see Nouncil supporting more charitable causes with their prop house votes, I feel like there are some opportunities in these lower props to do more charitable giving, and that those are also interesting. Just wondering how we might align best with Nouncil on some of the more charitable props that are in the bottom of the prop house round. Also interesting to see this Nouns DAO proliferation in the Czech Republic. I think I've heard maybe one person recently from like Prague. I think over in food nouns. So I haven't gotten too deep into any of the other ones. But that's my thoughts on the bottom half of the prop house. Panda.
Boom. Win skirt prop round.
I have no idea. That would be great to have a round. I don't know what the theme for the round would be. I keep rolling this ball around for like second chances, and I don't know if it would be like an art round where I'm like putting a call out to artists to give me, a nounish rendition of what second chances mean to you, and just kind of using those for advertisements, or using those for, obviously whoever got the best design would be winning the funding. But yeah, I don't necessarily know what I would do with a prop house round, like what I would be incentivizing people to do. But I am very keen on using prop house to expose new people in the community to the opportunity to get funded without owning the tokens. I think that's just a fantastic way to onboard people. But yeah, those are my thoughts on prop house. I see you're watching. Is this League or? No,
we're watching Dota. Nouns DAO team here is playing live. Do you know about Nouns Esports?
I have heard a little bit about Nouns Esports. Yeah.
Do you see the noggles on that map? Look down here in the. You see them hanging up from the post there, the red noggles. Look at that. Right now.
What? That's sick.
Yeah, dude, it's Nouns DAO Esports. Legendary, man. I had Sasquatch on this week. But yeah, this is a live competition here. It looks like they're playing Shopify. Best of 3.
Are they good?
635 viewers. They have a bunch of different teams. They play like Dota, they play Counter-Strike, they play Pokemon, and they've had some good results. I'm not sure how good this team is. But look, 6,600 viewers are looking at these red noggles here on this map.
What? That's sick.
But also, Lena's just doing what Lena does best. Right clicks you. It's just very annoying. Doom is slightly more equipped to deal with it. As we always talk about, is able to fall behind, then recover quite nicely, but is also just not really shutting him down at all. TZ doesn't have the Maelstrom just yet. Of course, can't really have the Maelstrom just yet, but he's having a very nice early game so far. Everyone really is. Not that same level of pressure. And Yamsun, the bottom he's getting set up on. This is level 6. These are the kisses. And Abed messed up. And okay. A costly mistake. Just read it out for the scatter blast. Didn't even get the edge of it. Needed the slow. But also kisses so early that you can't break the TP. Very wise decision from Yamsun. Sure, it's a TP back to the base. That kind of hurts. But you'll walk back out and you keep your life.
Yeah, I have no idea how to play this game. Do you know this game?
I know Dota, but I haven't really gotten to play. I live in America, so it's kind of hard to queue up for Dota games. It's every time I've ever tried, it's taken like over an hour to even get into a game, and that's too much waiting for me. I feel like you have to get on the Eastern Europe or like Asia servers in order to play. I don't know if anyone else has that experience, but so instead of playing Dota, I typically just play League instead. But no, I know the game type. It's just a MOBA, so it's like tower defense with the minions, and you knock down their towers and then you kill their nexus. It's kind of similar to like StarCraft. And then it's game over, whatever team kills the nexus first.
I think it's just so dope is the Nouns DAO esports, like they pay their team like fair wages, they pay them transparently. They operate like with a higher sense of ethics. Like they don't have betting sponsors. It's just very Nounish. So I just know like I'm always going to root for Team Nouns. Like even if I don't know the game, it's just it's so cool to see the Noggles here and to root for Nouns.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had no idea that the Noggles were. This is sick that it's, and I mean, this is like amateur. It's not pro yet, is it? It's like borderline pro.
They've won major competitions. They beat a huge. They won a huge tournament that had like I think 300,000 views or something.
One thing to get pushed out of your lane, you've got some recovery there, but if you get caught in the jungle as well, then it's just kind of over as RTZ in some trouble in the top lane, has a TP scroll here. He's going to try to just kind of fight his way out, recognizing, TPing away probably not viable. Moo, though, look at the dance he's doing. It's not quite enough, though. Runs out of space, and Abed does manage to track him down eventually. But they got the kill onto Arteezy, and Gunnar is still here, sending out some Illuminates, operating in and around their own tombstone. Tombstone that will now follows up and gets it, but because he goes for the tombstone, there's no backup. The save crit.
Yeah, Abed basically just has to sit and watch, even though they don't want to give up this tier 1. By the bringing heroes, Arteezy comes right back up top, and the spirit form is also on CD already, so they do make a little bit of space. But more importantly, they give another core the empty mid lane, which is very nice. Give it a Moo, allow one of their cores to recover a little bit, but they're going to still try and lay out for this tier 1 tower. And I think with the rotation out from the Snapfire, they've got it. It's an odd duo. Unite Give the Light, not known for their pushing prowess, but it just feels like a free objective. Invis Rune as well, picked up by Moo. One not scouted out by Shopify. It has to be a little bit careful, but looks like that will kind of die. Yeah, play goes down, but doesn't end up coming up with anything.
They just back themselves away. They stay safe. So Moo says, let's just keep farming. Closing in on that Midas, and they get the tower gold. Gunnar going for the urn into the Spirit Vessel, most likely to play for him. So he is going to try to be involved here. This is not just going to be Gunnar farming in the jungle forever. But with that urn pickup, as Fly, oh my goodness. Fly loses a lot of health there on the Illuminate, but he does get the overgrowth off. The smoke screen from Crits deployed as well, and they're going to try and turn the fight. Husky, though, Just ate a Laguna Blade and he's fine. Gunner heals him up with the Illuminate, and yeah, that's not exactly an easy target to bring down. It does bring it into the fight though, and over the middle lane Ovid able to take advantage of the fact that Lelis was alone.
Thought I hopped in the wrong stream.
Yeah.
Did you see these Noggles in game?
10, 11 minutes into the game, he's right next to Gunner. In terms of what the
Mike,
market
do you see
is.
that?
Mid. Here comes
Yeah,
Sableye.
they're in-game
Gunner.
assets.
Very
Those red
nicely
Nogs.
played.
I
Actually
mean, it's
has
just
that
like their
ability
banner,
to
right? Or is it on the
still
characters?
the greedy build, but definitely defensive.
It's
here.
in the
Nice.
game.
Yeah.
Like it
Little
waves
bit of
with the
vision.
It's on
wind.
the
Who
map.
gets the Doom off, but gets the Siphon off beforehand. But Wells still kisses.
Oh, that's a problem.
And look at in those
That is a lot
tags,
of
the
damage. That's
Noggles,
gonna be a trade-off.
nouns.moo.noggles.
Offlaners go down, and Moo, well, I mean, he gives his life for the trade.
Isn't
as
that
we
dope, Mike?
have repeatedly said, that's not going to matter. He's back up in 10. He's just gonna go right
Yeah,
back
it's
to
pretty
getting
cool.
that wherever Mike is going, and obviously,
Very little voting.
he sacrificed
Only
some
Wiz
time,
voted.
but he can
We got
afford to
15
do
minutes
something
left
else.
and just Wiz.
Eventually, he will be getting
No other voters.
Had a lot more to give in that fight, you guys. He's got 4 Spirit Siphons.
Kind of surprising.
He's got the makings of Greaves, only another 500 or 600 gold away.
You never know. Some spicy action might be afoot. But probably not. Maybe people just aren't interested in this open run.
I think it's just so low. I think with the money, there's such little at stake that most people are rational and don't really invest time into it.
Well, then maybe we'll bring 3 builders up on the next round. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if we had 5th place is only 35 votes, so we could have. Yeah, we could have picked. If this holds, we could have basically picked every single winner.
No. Shit, you're right.
But you know, Noun 22 has such a good voting record. Or Noun 12, look at him. He's voted in 13 rounds. Be surprised if he didn't vote here.
$36 nouns. It's a nice number of nouns. But look who is the 4th largest holder. Well, tied with 4th.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking one below there. Yeah. Lil Nouns. Metagov.
Let's go.
Well, I guess we just count down the moments. Panda, let's turn the interview on you for a minute. How are you feeling right now? This is about to be your 3rd funding for doing spaces that you were doing just pro bono for a while and free, and now you're likely getting paid to do 3 sets of them. You've got a lot of work to do, but it's nice. It's going to be around an ETH for you personally in funding these shows, which I know a lot of work goes into it. How do you feel? What's going to come of this? What's the Panda Show going to turn into?
You know, I don't know what it's going to turn into. I mean, I've got a bigger vision, a big vision for it. But for now, it's so much fun to play this game. I mean, it's kind of like only the craziest people play it because it's so hard to make money. It's so hard to get votes for props. But it's just so much fun. Like, it's so much fun, this idea that, you know, it's like watching election returns in presidential election. Like, you never know what's going to happen. It takes days. You got all these states. But with something like Prop House, like, we're going to have a winner here in 12 minutes. and we're going to see exactly who votes and how that turns out. And yeah, I'm still a little bit nervous, but it is gratifying that that I'm getting some attention and getting some votes. Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun working with you too. It's been gratifying to get other people to kind of bounce ideas off of and build together, and it's been a blast.
Like the cool kids say, let's go, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I just I've got so many ideas. I was talking with Skirt about the Nouns DAO video game controller. What do you think needs to go on our little game controller here, Mike? We got Prop House, we got Snapshot, we got Discord, Twitter, Figma, Twitch. What am I missing?
Yeah. Interesting. So you're gonna make a controller here. Okay.
No, I'm just making a meme. I'm not actually making a controller, but I'm just kind of memeing it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I feel like your social medias should be on the directional pad, and your funding routes maybe should be on the buttons. And then I'm switching your whole controller up because
Okay.
direct
Let me duplicate this. Okay.
Yeah,
So this is a mic version.
Yeah, let's think about this. So you've got your direction, where you can go. You've got your Twitter, Discord, Twitch, and then you've got Prop House, On Chain. We've got Lil Nouns, we've got Prop House, we've got Big Nouns. So, there's all those. What is the lightning bolt?
A Snapshot.
Oh, true. Wow. So then there's voting also. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this. I think you were on the right track there.
Yeah, I'm also thinking. What's that?
Do you have an on-chain logo?
No.
What other logos would be on here?
Well, I think something to represent DMs, sliding into DMs. I think that's a crucial piece. The other thing I was talking with Skirt about is doing a Game of Thrones style map, but for nouns. What would be on that? If nouns is an RPG game with different zones and worlds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would that
Yeah. I actually tried to type in treasure map leading to Noggles into Nouns AI yesterday, and I threw in a map of Lord of the Rings. Little Nouns are the Hobbit, right? Put us on the Shire.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I like that. Dude, I gotta take a note on that.
Shit. I mean, I'm mixing up my lore right now. But yeah, I feel like we need the Shire up on there or something. And the book value boys are the ring raids. And there's the ring that the ring is the
That's
Noggle.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
and the ring is the Noggles, right? And it's my precious. And
dude, do you know who's Schmeagle, dude?
Who is
Will
Schmeagle?
Price. Will Price.
Matt, I think Will Price is more like a fucking. He's like an orc leader. He's like leading.
He's like
the hardcore-
Saruman's right hand orc.
He is Saruman. He is Saruman.
Yeah,
He's him.
you're not wrong.
I wouldn't take that. But I honestly, I think Will just has different intentions than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's in it for different things. And one thing I always say when talking about this is like, people like Will filled up this treasury for all the builders who don't own any nouns, you know? Like when you own 22 nouns, you can do like whatever the F you want and like tell me what you're thinking.
Well, and he probably owns more than just that, you know, like he's probably
maybe I don't know how many he has. Yeah, I don't know how many he has, but I know it's like up there in like the 20s, which is really cool. And like he's done, you know, it's like, man, every time I talk and people are like book value boys, whatever, I'm like, man, I bet I would be a book value boy if I spent 40K on a noun.
If I could say this about Will Price,
what?
If I could say this about Will Price is he has made me a better gamer. He single-handedly has made me a better gamer, like by a huge amount. Frustrated as I've been with him at times, like I actually really liked him as a gamer and really kind of leveled me up. So really got a shout out to Will.
Yeah, no, I like him a lot.
He definitely forces you to be more strategic for sure.
Yeah, I think he votes for certain types of ideas and he looks at the ask a lot and says, like, is this worth the bang for its buck? Like, do I truly believe that? Like something with bus sheds, I think he sees that as like an experiment that's like a super low cost, big bang. If it pays off, it could be something that we all kind of prototype and use in the future. But something cool that the whole community was rallied against, or rallied for rather. Why not support it, you know? But then there's other things like a little bit larger of an ask. You're unsure of like how it might pay off. Like even with Nouns 101, you know, a little bit of a risky move still is until we kind of spread that out. It's like, did we get the bang for our buck with that 21 ETH? Maybe not yet, but we will soon. I promise. And same with you, Skirt.
Just talk about for a sec. I love the bus stop, and I love the potential here of telling the story about how, you know, we got option 1, option 2, we got all this FUD, and then nothing brings us together better than a little bus stop. What an idea.
Yeah, super dope. Low ask, really cool way. I saw this as like a way to prototype. Like we keep talking about graduating ideas forward. Perfect idea. Small ask, 2 bus sheds. If these are dope, we could then bring something forward. And I don't even think they were thinking about this, but like I kind of seeded it in their minds. Like to Balshay, I was like, could be a lot bigger all around the world. And he got excited and made that other graphic. I don't know if you saw that where it showed like Lil Nouns was making the 1 bus stop, but then like we plan on maybe making this a bigger prop in the future. And I was thinking like it could be cool, like almost prop house rounds for people that want to apply to get the bus stop funding for their city or something. Like I'm trying to think of ways where in the, like if this goes good and we love it and it
That's
goes
such
well.
a good idea.
It is
right?
a good idea.
Bringing it forward and like funding like 30 of these around the world, and everyone could kind of like first figure out like how much it costs in their city or what types of like permits they would need to get it done, and then we have people bring forward ideas on like, you know, funding this in their city or something.
Well, and I really honestly think the ads, like I think just even the ad on the bus stop itself, right, is prop house worthy, right? We could literally just have artists submit their Lil Nounish ads and then just have artists from all over the world compete for, hey, like I want to make a Lil Nounish bus stop ad, and like who knows, one day we're gonna have Lil Nouns waiting sheds all over the world, and we're gonna get approached by like Chanel or like one of those perfume ones, and they're gonna be like, hey, you guys want to collab on like a ad for your Lil Nas waiting sheds that you have all over the world.
Yeah, bro, we could sell ad
like,
space. We could install on the future ones. We could have digital screens and sell ad
100%.
space. You know, and
100%.
revenue share with like the city or something or whatever.
Dude, that'd be sick. Well, then we could literally tie the revenue from the ad space that we sell on waiting sheds. We could tie that back to like that community that it's in and be like, hey, 25% of the revenue from these ads goes to like support books for kids or whatever the fuck, right? Like whatever that ends up being, I feel like that's an easy way to like add goodwill to our brand, because then we're like, hey, this is an easy way to get into almost every community in the world if we can like standardize the like engineering and the process for installation of the actual bus stop. Then it's like that's an easy in into cities and geographies that like maybe we didn't have a hold in before, but then right when we get involved, we can start building goodwill in the community. This is exactly what like mining operations do, dude. Like in Alaska, there's this very contentious mine near where I grew up. What does the mine company do? They start sponsoring basketball tournaments. Like what better way? What better way to?
Guys,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to jump in here. We got this round ending, and we have no more votes.
Oh.
And it looks like we got just a few more seconds.
Oh,
wow! It's crazy that no more votes were cast.
Well, Wiz voted.
That's so sick.
And look, Water Polo Caps is going to come in a tie with this. And so whichever one was submitted first, I think wins, right? And we're over. We are ended here. We have Nounish Old Maid, Keep Nouns Weird, Bookdow, Bangkok, Water Polo Caps is listed as the winner with 35 votes, tied with the skate park in Mexico. Gosh, I like both of these.
I have a question. How is the one Noggles as the center of the community? When you hover over the 11 days ago, it says edited an hour ago. How is that possible?
You know, that's an error. It's an error because it also says that for my prop, and I haven't edited it. So
got it. Okay. Weird. Okay, very cool. Congrats. Very dope. 2 of our selections at the top of the list.
That's really good to see, you guys. That means that we're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, we're at least securing wins for our builders. I'm really happy to see Cheer Up at the top. What'd you say?
I gotta say, look at our records here of picking winners. Winner, 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 winner.
What are you looking at? We're seeing.
Oh, I'm looking at voters.wtf. I'm looking at our MetaGov account here. Look at this. All we do is win. That's our new meme. Win, win.
Win no matter what. That's it.
Win, 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 win. Look at us go, man. All we do is win.
Well, we now have enough nouns to position ourselves to put winners in every single round. And look what we did this round, too, which is very cool to see. Let's do it again on this next round. Maybe 3 on the next one.
All we do is win.
That's a really good tab to show. I didn't even realize you could see it all there. We were like tracking it in a doc, which is kind of stupid when it's all right here. Very cool.
I can't find a time when we didn't vote for a winner. We literally have won every time we voted.
What was the first one? First round, we started the voting, build on composables.
Nouns metrics.
Got it. Nouns metrics. Then we did composables. Then we did the holiday singers, I believe. Yep, a cappella group. Boom. That was the first reps group. And then that was the first rep group. Stop there. And then the next one was, I think this one, Holiday in the Cities, was the whole community voted on this one. And then I started with this one, Explorer Grant, with the crew. All right, I'm going to hop off and go walk my dog really quick, but I'll be back in a bit if you guys are still chilling. I might go out.
I got to bounce.
But,
I got to bounce, Mike. Hey, thank you so much for everything. We got some work to do this week and next.
Yeah, we do. We got to wrap up some of this stuff, and you got a lot of work on your plate. So good luck. Let me know how I can help you with all the streams and all these recordings coming up. I'm definitely down to help out. So yeah, and Skirt, have a good day, night, whatever it is over there in Alaska.
Yeah, no, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll be around. I'm literally working on the finance component for my business plan right now. So I'm sort of pulling my hair out. But no, glad to hang out, glad to chill. Good to see that we're doing the good work with the nouns that the Little Nouns community has voted to buy. I'm really stoked to be a part of that work, and appreciate you're both hanging out and spending time today. Otherwise, I'll see you in the Discord. Copy that.
Right. Later, guys.